Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very happy Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We're live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, on YouTube. And thank you to everyone for listening to on the podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, be sure to subscribe to all the podcasts of Edmonton Sports Talk, wherever you get those podcasts again. But all of our shows have wonderful their own pages. So please be sure to go give each and every one of them a nice sub. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola, back in the Hangout.
Oh,
good seeing you. You look good.
I feel way better. Like, I know the Nasties, Fergie, you were out last night at BP Westgate. Shout out to Tony, Curtis, Marasia, Cindy, the whole crew there. I was like, I went on like a sneezing fit right at the end of the post-game show.
Oh.
And it was just like snot everywhere.
Oh, hell, I shook your hand last night. Oh,
you made out
After
with me.
the post-game show.
Oh.
That's what you said.
Anyway,
You're good.
We got through it. And then today, I thought I was going to be good yesterday for the Hangout. And then I woke up and whatever bells he's been dealing with, I had to call him. I'm like, what's going on? Are you feeling better? He's like, no. I'm like, oh my God. But today I woke up. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go.
And matching your shirt with your shoes.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I do that.
You know he's feeling good when he's got the color coordination.
Very
going.
ready to go.
I'll tell you,
Refreshed.
that boy can accessorize.
Hey, you want to talk about accessories? How about this guy?
Fergie's Prostate with us here today for his third time, as he let us know before the show. Or Ian Ferguson, as it will show on YouTube. I've got both up there.
Okay.
Because you said you could use my real name.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I could. People know you as Fergie's Prostate.
Good morning, chums.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Oh, wait,
you
you
for
don't
that.
like that. Thank you, Fergie.
This is the Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life transitions. Right now, 75% off 12 weeks, 5x5 units. That's going to end today. You have till today to get that deal. They are a Canadian storage provider by Canadian, proud supporters of the Canadian men's national team, all sorts of the Edmonton Elks. Sentinel.ca for more information. You can just give me a stare there.
No.
Okay.
I'm focused. I'm intent.
I like that.
Because I believe it was last week, as we discussed, when you were trying to read a commercial and you and somebody else were yapping, and you were stepping up on them.
Happens quite a bit.
But he was trying to overstep us as we were finishing a thought, if I recall correctly. And then it was finally like, all right, go ahead.
I know Jasmine has a tough time with it sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, she is a chatty Cathy. You know,
Yeah.
I keep looking for the string that you pull on her.
Yeah, no, that's one where sometimes she'll just keep going. It's like, hey, Jasmine.
I missed her
everything
this
fine?
week.
She was great. Yesterday, she got into some Oscars talk.
Man.
So she gave us some little bit of the lowdown on the Oscars, which I feel like you're going to be all in on.
Oscars?
Yeah, I feel like that's your thing.
I haven't been to a movie since the Dead Sea was on the sick list. It's been a while.
So people watch movies at home now.
Well,
They do that.
I'm with Tube Socks because we're kind of stuck
What
in
does
that.
Tube Socks have to say on this?
Well, no. But he and I are we're stuck in our childhoods. I watch a lot of black and white stuff on Turner Classic Movies, and Socks likes that film noir aspect, that really grainy black and white type stuff.
I could see that.
The whodunits.
Yeah.
Arsenic and Lace.
Yeah.
Old Cary Grant movie.
Yep.
Great movie.
Yep.
My uncle showed it to me once or something. And I loved it. It's I don't even know what year that would be.
Yeah, no,
40s.
I'm not surprised you brought that reference.
I don't know much else. No, Arsenic and Old Lace. Sorry, I got it. 1944. It's a funny movie, actually. It's a solid movie. I highly recommend that one.
The only time I would watch the Oscars is if I got a chance to see Will Smith
Slap someone?
My
somebody.
goodness.
Yeah,
That was 2 years ago?
I want to say 3.
Was it that long ago? It wasn't last year, though.
No.
No, we got through it. No one's going to slap Conan O'Brien. He's the host.
Well, he's a tall guy, so you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you like Dick Tracy growing up?
Ooh, there's a lot of different roads. I
No,
could go
that's
down.
like Dick Tracy's like an old comic book character. But
No.
you talk about film noir. Maybe Tube Socks did.
No, I was.
And then it had a bit of a revival.
He tries to be a good boy when he comes on the Hangout, and you set him up to
Did I
possibly
tee
go
him
down
up
the
for
path.
something? You don't know Dick Tracy? Man. Well, it's a 1990s
Well, that could be a
film.
question for Norman Combine's wife, I suppose.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. By the way, shout out to Sticky Rice showing up yesterday.
yeah.
Oh, did she show up?
Yeah.
Yep.
How was she doing?
She's great. And I was a little bit confused because I thought Norm had said she was going in for back surgery. But so I meet her in the parking lot as I'm coming into BP's, and she does this, and here's this big slash across her throat. And I said, "Oh, you had a Clowther procedure." I said, "You had your C5, C6 fused?" And Norm's looking about, "How do you know this stuff?" I said, "Well, I had that done in 1990.
Damn.
From a rugby injury. I don't think she was playing rugby when it happened with her." But anyway, no, she looks great. I mean, for
Good.
the recency of the surgery, and she's out there at a bar.
Yeah.
That's the warrior.
No, she wasn't drinky, but like
That's
she was
a
hanging
warrior.
out.
That's a warrior princess.
She's
right
tough
there.
stuff. Yeah.
Jasmine did so it wasn't a BBL. We had the idea of asking if it was a BBL.
Okay. I was able to
It's
watch.
a Brazilian butt lift.
You guys were talking about BBLs. Belsey called me the other day. He's like, "We talked about BBLs." I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "Brazilian butt lift." I'm like, "Yeah, you got to fill me in on that because I have no idea." Is that diaper bum like the Kardashians?
Yeah, I guess that'd be a good way of saying it.
By the way, was it Kim Kardashian that was at the SNL 50th, and she was part of the Maharaj girls, and I think that was her. I thought it was Sabrina Carpenter for a second, and I was like, "Who's that?" She looked good.
It makes things tighter.
I don't know, man. I would take the girls that work out.
So I'm just saying that's what I
over
think
getting
this
a BBL.
does.
I can't unsee that. Thanks, Matt.
Do you see what I mean by diaper bum?
Slow sports day, eh, boys?
What happened?
Well, we're talking about BBLs.
Well, I just got to show you guys what it is
Okay.
because we were discussing it, and that is not going on the YouTube video.
Well,
we aren't going to get that one pulled up for the show today.
I got the image from the dialogue. Thanks, but
Well, he
anyway.
was asking, so it's just yeah.
Well, it came up. It was on the show this week.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to inform.
Where are you going in Mexico?
Puerto Vallarta,
Excellent.
Have you been there before?
not to that side. Although my mom said, and I forgot to ask you. Well, also I haven't seen you. Apparently, you think like Puerto Vallarta is great or something.
I enjoyed it very much.
And I was
It's
supposed to ask
different.
why.
Different vibe than Playa del Carmen or the Atlantic side. The water, it's the darker water, it's the colder water. The beaches aren't the white sand, but you get the charm of like Mexican coastal cities. Whereas like
Back in the day, it used to be like a fishing village, and then it was one of the first go-to places. But and of course, it's exploded over the years.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
it-
Did not know that.
you get like a little more of authentic Mexico. Whereas if you go to the Atlantic side, like Playa, Cancun, I've done both. Those are like the huge mega resorts and the I don't know, tourist trap, if you will. Both have their merit, but you get the charm of little Mexican towns.
And it's
in,
affordable because,
Puerto
according
Vallarta.
to Dustin Nielsen, you are a frugal individual. Although he didn't know what the word frugal was, Eric had to feed him that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did learn that Puerto Vallarta is also east of us. For whatever reason, I
Yeah, because
I
it goes
thought
like
it
that.
was more like I didn't look close enough on the map or whatever. I thought it was closer to like almost Tijuana and stuff and the West Coast. And I was looking at the times on there. I'm like, they're an hour ahead of us. So when it's just straight south of Saskatchewan, it's like, oh, yeah, I really screwed that one
Because
up.
everything cuts in, right?
And they don't observe time change. That's the reason I look because time changes while I'm there.
Oh, nice.
Next weekend, be prepared, people. Be prepared.
Great sunsets there,
Oh,
actually.
I guess that would
Well,
make
they
sense.
don't change their clocks in Saskatchewan either.
No, which Abutsky does have to say. Riders fan Fergie sporting an Eskimo sweatshirt. He has to be trolling.
I'm making a statement. That you can't change history. Sorry.
But partly a troll then with that.
No, not even. I mean, I'm still an Ottawa Rough Rider. I'm a CFL fan, period.
But your
okay?
team's the Rough Riders of Saskatchewan.
Well, I've got Rider socks, Rider hat,
If you want one team to win the Grey Cup, who is it?
Riders.
Of Saskatchewan.
4-time champions.
Just want to make sure, not of Ottawa.
No. Although I did live in Ottawa for a time, and I used to cheer for them when I was a little guy, but I digress. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the
Cameras over
EST.
there.
Oh, there it is.
Not at the TV.
Okay.
And you said you were a pro.
Well, I'm in my infancy of showbiz, shall we say.
I think one time he sat there.
Yep.
I don't know where he sat the other time. Over here? So he's trying to, the camera's moving on him. Because he's in different spots.
And don't defend him.
And we don't have a Brendan to move it around. You don't
Where's
have a
Brendan?
studio guy?
Zach's off today.
Zach's
off
going to
today
Seattle,
and next
right?
week, and he's off to Seattle.
Yeah.
So Brendan's in working on EST Afternoons and the Reed Wilkins show
Nice.
later today. So he gets to come in a bit later today. So yeah.
We let him out of the chamber.
He's out of this room, which him and Trev have made kind of their office. They work in here during the late morning into the afternoon. Brendan sits at the desk and Trevor sits here, and this has become like their office.
Nice. I love what they've done with the place.
They've done a great job with all the signatures and things look good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had some wonderful come in here and had some wonderful conversations with the gents.
Absolutely.
We brought it up yesterday. If you could have one superpower, what would you want?
Oh, I want to be Spider-Man.
Superpower.
Spider-Man.
You get a power. not
Whatever
to be a
Spider-Man
person.
has.
So shooting spider webs?
To be a radioactive spider.
You?
Armored skin so you couldn't get shot.
Oh, you mean like that? Like serious stuff?
Well, yeah, I went teleportation.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And so did Brendan. Trevor and Jasmine were going with flying.
Mm.
Okay, I just want good knees. Okay, I can't run. I'm on the list for the urgent list for knee replacement.
Oh, damn, Fergie.
Well, I've been on that for 6 months, so I'm glad I don't need a heart transplant.
Oh.
I don't mean to laugh, but the way you just go and say that.
Yeah, I'd want to be Spider-Man. Whatever's...
So shooting spider webs.
Yeah.
You want the ability to shoot spider webs and fly with them.
Yeah.
Like swing with them. That's the word, not fly with them.
Very strong, whatever. Or like Wolverine, whatever he's got.
So claws. Like it's one superpower. It's
yeah,
not
but
like multiple
he's got
things.
like the claws with the healing.
Well, Eric's like Wolverine because he's got the chops going on.
He does.
Wolverine's from Alberta.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yes.
I don't know a lot about comic culture and comic book stuff and lore, but I do know Wolverine's from Alberta.
And Logan's not his real name.
I didn't even know he had a real name.
You've never seen Logan? It was a great movie.
I've never seen like a Wolverine or anything. I may have seen one X-Men.
Do we want to talk about the Oilers?
I was going to get into that. We also do have to talk yoga today because I've learned Fergie's into yoga and a trained yoga instructor. So we will do that a little bit later.
Okay,
We will talk Oilers.
Logan, a.k.a. James Howlett. That's Wolverine's real name.
Why would he have two names?
I don't know. But he fought in like every major American war. If you watched The Wolverine.
Oh,
Great
I did
intro
not.
to a movie that was actually terrible. And it
Really?
was the beginning of Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds.
And did that lead to the friendship that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds
Yes,
have?
I believe it did actually.
Because that's like a bromance right there.
And that movie was fantastic. Fergie, you would thoroughly enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine.
Both movies I have yet to witness.
It's one movie.
Oh,
But there is
Look,
a
you're saving
Wolverine,
time now. You can
there's
just
a
watch one.
Deadpool.
You thought it was two. Now it's only one. Perfect.
no, I watch Knowledge Network, PBS. I have a thirst for knowledge.
I've been
As
watching
opposed
PBS
to
in a
just,
while.
garish
big
entertainment.
Ken Burns guy, hey?
Frontline?
No. I watch like
Nova?
British Mysteries,
Oh,
All Creatures Great and Small.
The
keeping
good
up
stuff.
appearances?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bucket?
That's a great bouquet.
Mrs. Bucket.
That's a great show.
I have every episode recorded on my PVR from that
Oh,
one because of
brilliant.
PBS.
Oh,
I used to watch that one with my grandma growing up, and so I will always like have no problem sitting down and watching Hyacinth and that show.
you just went up in my esteem.
Yeah, no, that one is awesome.
You have
Also,
culture.
Lucas and Eric once got me on to Are You Being Served?
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought is hilarious, and I got into a rabbit hole watching that one many times. I've seen many episodes now of Are You Being Served? British culture, British humor is awesome.
Oh, it is. And they like to take as they say, they like to take the piss out of themselves.
There is a show, Would I Lie to You? I think it's called. It's a current like game show with comedians and stuff that's very funny. And I've watched some of that with a couple of their, David Mitchell, is it? I can't remember who the other guy is. It's very funny. And like,
Who's the other guy? Graham?
Graham Norton?
Yeah.
The Graham Norton show?
And like all the celebrities go on there, and there's always like great clips from that show. They're very open with him.
Yeah, it's a little, well, I don't want to say edgy, but it's, shall we say, ribald?
All right, I like it.
Dr. Nutsy Dielson, which show? He said, "Oh, Maddie, that show is so entertaining." Which one of the ones I said? I'm very curious. But would I lie to you? It's just they have to say, they read a card and it says, "I did this like wild, ridiculous thing," and then they get asked questions from the other side, and you have to predict whether this actually happened or didn't.
Cool. That's it.
And there are some like stories where like this, like one guy, he did his own dentistry. He pulled out his own tooth, and like they're reading this and they're reading the story. He's like, "Yeah, I've pulled my own tooth and stuff." And they're asking him questions, and like you're like, "This is the most ridiculous story ever," and it ends up being true.
You can do that just by playing rugby. You get your teeth knocked out.
Lee Mack, thank you. Yeah, okay, that's the one. Would I lie to you? Yeah, Lee Mack's the other guy. Absolutely hilarious. Let's talk Oilers.
Sure.
They've done well.
Well,
Sure.
you know,
They've played hockey games.
they've played some hockey games,
That's that they have done.
and I have coached youth sports in the past, and like the most recent coaching I did was the St. Albert women's team. That's going back a few years now, about 10 years ago. And before every game, I just say, "All right, the other team, you think they want to win?" Well, yeah. Well, what makes the difference? Your conditioning and actually your attitude. So I think the Oilers don't have the right attitude yet. And by attitude, I mean they've got to have jump.
Mhm.
Everybody knows that it doesn't matter if you're the Ducks or you're the Rangers. When they're playing the Oilers, they get up for the game. So the Oilers just aren't getting up. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what it takes for them. I think they need to come home. You know, this has been a goofy road trip. I don't know whether the guy spent too much time on the beach at Cabo during the break.
Well, how many home games have they had in February? Two?
Yeah, it's going to be a month.
Toronto and Colorado, I think.
Yeah.
Where that was it.
Yeah.
Because they went on the road for 2 in between, 4 Nations, and then went on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be almost a month before, like, between home games for them.
And if you get a day off in Florida and you go outside and you hang around the sun, I mean, that depletes you from your energy. Like when you were, when you were a kid playing sports, it was like, don't go swimming because it's going to exhaust you, right? You got to save your energy and all the rest of that. And I don't think they're doing that. And that could be partly on the coaching staff. It could be a self-discipline thing.
To the getting up part, I think one thing that maybe also just changed it around, it's not playoffs. They don't care yet.
Yeah, the intensity comes with the playoffs.
They know, like, in it, it's this isn't, it's regular season, whatever. It matters. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring our A game. We're gonna use what's in the tank come April 20th or whatever it is once the playoff starts. Mm-hmm. Wonder if that's the mentality from some of them.
Well, I think Connor's putting too much pressure on himself, you know, to be all that in a bag of chips, and it's backfiring. And then, of course, Tommy, you've played a decently high level of hockey. It's so many bounces can go either way. You know, a little rut in the ice and bing, there goes the puck and it's off your stick and whatever.
Stu Skinner kind of talked about that.
Crap happens.
Crap does happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're right though, Fergie. Like, they're not showing up. The attitude isn't there. The jump isn't there. They had more of it yesterday compared to the last 3 games. I'll say that. Like, it looked like in the second period there were times where you're like, oh, they're gonna make a game of this. And unfortunately, every time Florida scored, the Oilers would have to claw their way back until those 2 goals in the third there. Unfortunate series of events, self-induced injuries or wounds, if you will. And it's their funk. And
everybody makes mistakes. You know, the people are really quick to dump on Skinner. And I think somebody was saying this morning in the chat that last year when they sat him and they put in Pickard, that was a re-energization. Mm-hmm. And when he came back, he was styling, right? So I think they've got to run with Pickard a little bit more until Stu gets his confidence back.
But I think that's why they kind of went with Stu here, was to get him to see what he can do and like figure it out and like get going so that they know what they should do going into the deadline. It's
too much of a mental game. I think he needs to take a knee and get Pickard in there. And Pickard is more than capable. I mean, and again, you put Pickard in and his record against the weaker teams, quote unquote, everybody on the weaker team is an NHL player. But again, those weaker teams, when they see the Oilers roll in, they get up for the game, right? But Pickard's able to stave these guys off. I think he's a crackerjack goalie. I think he's beyond just being a backup.
You think this is more closer to him being a 1B?
Oh, 100%.
Not the number 2?
Yeah, 100% 1B.
I don't think Oilers fans want to hear that.
Well,
they want to hear.
Okay, let's talk to the Eskimo fans then.
They want to hear that the Oilers are going to go do something about goaltending in advance of next Friday. That's what they want. That's what they want. Some sort of and I think there's various camps. There's camps that say this team needs a starting goalie to go win the Stanley Cup. There's other camps saying you're not throwing away Skinner just yet, but they need to solidify their goaltending a little bit more going into the playoffs. And then there's the third camp, which is the run with these two guys.
These two guys are affordable. They're serviceable. It's a head game. They'll come out of it.
I'm just looking at Pickard's game log right now, trying to see like the good teams he's beaten.
He's beat Minnesota twice.
He beat Columbus, which is a surprisingly decent team this year. He has beaten, like you said, Minnesota twice,
which is pretty impressive. Like that one, I will say, like it's a good hockey team, but there's not much else beyond that.
No, it's more the also-rans.
Yeah.
Vancouver, I guess, but Vancouver's kind of a mess. Although they're hanging in there.
Jasmine, what are they doing right now?
Yeah, Jasmine, what are the Canucks doing?
She brought it up yesterday that they won. Again, without us mentioning it. Like, the Oilers, I know some people think they're full slump. They're going to, to me, I said this all week, actually, is that they were probably going to go 0-4, and then everyone thinks it's an 0-5 road trip. It's done, and they're going to go win against the Hurricanes tomorrow, and then they're going to rattle off like 6 straight wins. That's just who the Oilers are. When their backs go up against the wall. I don't see this spiraling too much out of control, where like playoffs is in doubt type thing. They're sitting, they're still like 4 points back in the Pacific Division.
Yeah. All you can do really is just go win your next game. But Carolina, first of all, has not been playing well. They did beat Buffalo yesterday, but they had been sliding. I think they had dropped 5 of their last 6. So they're having a tough go of it lately, kind of like the Oilers. It is weird, though, with this group's like collective mindset that they do need to have their backs against the wall before they actually wake up. It's like they need to get a good smack. They're getting a decent smack right now, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, Fergie, maybe there is something to coming home. I mean, they have 2 relatively easy matchups next week.
2 should wins,
but they blew one in Philly.
Montreal. They should get those wins.
Yep.
Dallas will be difficult. And then it was Buffalo.
And you got to know that even though Skinner's on the road, and remember all the crap they had with Talbot and the twins and all the rest of that sort of stuff. You got to know that Skinner being a new dad, that weighs in the back of his mind. And when you let your mind wander and you're playing that position, you're going to make mistakes. And, Betty Crocker burns a cake once in a while. So I know exactly what the fan base is going to do and the media is going to do. They're going to just start ragging on the poor bugger. And it's going to take him a long time to get his confidence back. So, and then what have they got for money? What's in the bank?
That's like TBD, depending on a bunch of scenarios, obviously.
Right.
Like, what's Evander doing? Are they going to bring him back before the end of the season? Don't know. They better figure it out before the deadline next week. It is interesting with Stu, and you bring up Talbs and the kids and stuff like that. Like now Stu has 2 really young kids at home.
Right.
And I know too, I don't know if you were still at BP last night, but when we ran the Skinner post game, he was very positive.
I saw
very chipper.
I saw a bulk of that.
Yep. And the reaction was very negative from our listeners and viewers.
Yep.
What's wrong with this guy? He's so full of crap. And it's because he didn't feed into, well, I was terrible. I need to have that. I'm bad. I haven't been playing good. Like, even if he said that, like, how much does that satisfy the fan base? It's like, good. He knows he was bad. Like, is it like a puppy that poops on the carpet and you put your nose in the poop and you go, what did you do? And it just sits there and it feels shame and it hangs its head. Like, is there a level of satisfaction that the fans are going to get? Because if you follow and track Stu Skinner, and I think the majority of people around here do, he said, like, going from 2 off seasons ago into last season, he goes, he's like, yeah, I focused on like my mental strength and how I approach things. And he was just over and above positive and like not allowing anything negative to be said. And he didn't convey negativity. Like, yeah, I think he said, it's awesome. I look forward and get excited for every chance I get. I can't wait for my next time to play. Like, they're not going to get that. I suck. I'm terrible. I need to work on my game. My goalie coach sucks. He's never, ever, ever going to say that.
No.
So it infuriated. The fact that he was just positive and had a smile on his face, like, angered some people. And I was just like, what do you want to hear? And what will it do for you? Will it bring your anger and frustration level down? Because, like, this guy's clearly not taking the bait. He's not going to dump on himself because he knows that puts him into a mental place where he's going to spiral, right? Like, he's staying positive. It's done blatantly or obviously completely on purpose. So
The flip side to that is maybe just don't smile. Like you could have
that's
that.
just him.
I know, but that's sometimes where people could get annoyed where like you're mad at someone. Like if I don't know if you've ever were yelling at someone and they're smiling the whole time. It just gets people more angry. If he said everything he said yesterday as is, but takes away the smile, and it's not turning down the temperature completely. I'm not naive enough to think that. There are still people who are going to be mad, but that calms some people down where they're like, okay, this guy also he's frustrated. If he's smiling, I think some people's just human reaction is he doesn't care. He's smiling. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that this team's lost 5 straight. He doesn't care that this team is 0-4 since 4 nations and this team, they're not playing well. He doesn't care. Look at him. He's smiling. He's having a good time. I'm pissed off. I'm sitting here. I'm wasting my time watching this team and he's smiling. That's where I think you got to find a way maybe to just, okay, maybe this isn't a moment for me to smile. That's the only thing I would say on that one. If I had to critique him
Brett
for that.
Kulak was quite chipper too, actually.
Well, deservedly so. I think he
Scored
had a
seventh goal this season.
pretty decent game, also all things considered.
Yeah, a bunch of blocked shots, played 22 minutes.
Poor Stu. I like the kid. Although
I don't think enough gets
I'm gonna
talked
make-
about with
I'm-
his kid, though.
I'm
Because
gonna-
when Talbot was having his rough season after 16-17, all I heard at 1260 was he has 2 kids.
No, but the other thing, and I could be, to quote you, naive. I look at these star athletes and look at the number of commercials that McDavid is in.
Mm-hmm.
And can that be a distraction?
But that's in the summer. I
Yeah, they
believe.
shoot most
well, I
of those in
get
the
it.
Shouldn't
offseason.
be.
I get that. But still, he's getting calls from agents and advertisers and agents and blah, 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 and all this sort of stuff. And then you get Skinner doing a commercial, locally commercial, where he's styling the hat and he's got the watches up,
It's a nice closet.
Yeah, like my truck. It's a new truck, and it didn't cost as much as those friggin' watches. I'll tell you that. So, how much of a distraction is all that? So you just got. Maybe they need a sports psychologist that's different, a different voice, not a different coach, because I believe in Knobloch, Imperial Saskatchewan boy,
There you go.
right across the lake from my
Ryder Green. Right?
Anyway, but
They have that George Mumford, although I haven't seen him around lately. And the team hasn't been around lately either. So, but they've really liked him. And remember how much he was lauded and appreciated in the run to the Stanley Cup final. And yeah, he's still their guy. They still pay for him. They have people like that available. So
anyway,
And like, what is it? McDavid's on pace for less than 100 points this year.
it's crazy.
And that's where it was brought up in the morning show a couple days ago, and I will buy into it. Somebody texted in or messaged in that he flew too close to the sun last year, and now just can't get amped up for a regular season.
right.
I do believe, and then if he's not fully amped up, the team follows your leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the rest of the teams they're not fully getting amped up because they're seeing McDavid's not fully amped up or whatever. Because it's just like, okay, well, we just got to get through these 82 games to get to the playoffs. Then let's go. Then it's go time.
Right.
Some people don't think the Oilers could just turn on that switch like that. For whatever reason, I do believe that they can.
They need to be shoved into a locker before they wake up. It's crazy. They really are that group think type of team where it's like, oh, well, we'll be fine. And then it's like, oh, we lost
Any of them
again.
pass around that smelling salts on the bench just before the puck drops?
They always do.
I haven't seen much of that going on.
stuff's
Maybe they
nasty.
need more of that.
Maybe they haven't replaced it. Maybe they're smelling nothing right now.
Or just the plastic
No one's
bottle?
realized that it's
Yeah.
out and
Oh, that stuff.
You've
They
got
haven't
to
replaced
You've
it.
got to crack it, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's oh.
You know, though, like,
we figured this out, Fergie. Check the smells.
get them new smelling salts. You know, what I would like to see from them, though, is like if Connor is in this malaise or whatever and he needs to get amped up, if there is some truth to that, and maybe there is some truth to that. Like, I don't know. I don't go and ask him how you feeling, like what's going on in your head right now. I don't do that. But if I was on the team and I was some of those other guys who are good NHL players and have been, I'd be like, well, screw it. Like, he's having a tough time. He's going through whatever it is. Maybe he can't get up for the games. I don't know. But number 29's working his bag off, and I should probably do the same thing. I want to make a difference in these games. I don't want to just coast through my 45-second shift.
Well, the guy that I like to watch is Corey Perry, because his motor, it might be turning at slower RPM than it did 10 years ago, but it's still running.
Yeah.
You know, he's giving her. And I like watching that guy. I think he was a great asset, you know, and Hyman is a younger version of that because he never shuts off. But those
But
guys
he's
are,
had a tough year, too.
yeah, he has but not for the lack of trying.
Scored his 20th yesterday.
It's all about breaks, you know, and people have to be a little bit more positive. I mean, to me, the most glaring thing so far is Austin Matthews letting McDavid go in Game 4 of the last game of the
Four Nations.
Four Nations. Like, Betty Crocker burns a cake once in a while. Look at Austin Matthews, right?
Well, he is the best player in the world. As Matt Cassian likes to
Well, look
say.
at the time. I should be running
Just kidding.
before the arrows.
I'm kidding.
Before the arrows start flying in
Yes.
through the window.
But Matthews, that whole tournament, really, his motor was running at low RPMs the entire time.
Yeah.
He was their captain.
Well, it's playoffs time.
Mm.
That's what you get out of Austin Matthews.
Yeah, good point.
The Oilers, by the way, for the cap, what they projected according to Puckpedia, they could bring in a $5 million cap.
Yeah.
Upward $5.16 million. So they could bring someone who has an AAV of $5 million or less, or mix that up a little bit. So they have a little bit of work room.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't, I don't know how much that impacts with Evander Kane, though. Whether he is or isn't. So,
So
sure-
what was it? Like
I'm sure
7
Gage would
million
play
or
for
something?
that, wouldn't he?
for 5?
Yeah.
He might hold up for 6.
He's a fancy boy.
In March 1st, I believe we'll hear more. I believe that's what's been said from about Evander Kane from the Edmonton Oilers. So, because it's the no move clause becomes a modified no trade clause. 16 teams.
Yeah.
On the 1st. So that's tomorrow.
I can't
Holy
believe
crap.
we burned through February.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Just-
He's wearing shorts, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. It's almost like someone said February would go by really quick. Along with the last couple of weeks of January, and it'd be March just like that, and winter would kind of be over. I think someone on this Hangout said that at one point, and it was mocked for it.
I told you last night I was wearing shorts.
I know. You try to get me to wear my shorts. I'm not ready for those yet.
It's the overnight lows for me, and it got to get a little bit higher. Tonight, it's going to be -5. Still no.
Well, it was dry Friday, or dry February as well as dry January. Only I didn't take part necessarily.
Yeah.
But I do. I got
somebody's
beef.
got to do for
You've got beef?
I
fill
got
out.
beef. Okay, so they were talking about dry January because it used to be dry February because it was a shorter month, right?
Sure. Yeah,
So
I tried
this year
that
they go
once.
to dry January. So probably 5 times in the month of January, I texted into the morning show trying to get text of the day because I'm a big A&W guy.
Mhm.
And my text of the day that didn't even get read once, it wasn't even in consideration, was dry January is really working well for me. I haven't pissed myself since December. And they wouldn't read it. And that's some funny stuff right
You've been
there.
sitting on that one for how long?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I'll give you that.
God.
Thanks.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout. Now I can't even speak because of that. They are brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out. thehiveproductmarketing.com. There's one of our hats we figured on top of the books. Put merch. We can advertise some of our merch. There's the Oiler version of the EST cap, the blue and
another
orange.
thing about that morning show, they came down
I thought
hard.
you weren't going to jump in on the spiels.
Oh, I thought you were finished.
I just was talking about the hat. HighParkMarketing.com. You can go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com, click shop at the very top, and purchase our merch. Thanks, Fergie. You're good.
I thought you were finished. I humbly apologize. I got a beef with those rascals on the morning show.
Okay, go on. This is a safe space. You're in the tree of trust.
Well, they came after Atif hard.
For what did
What did
Atif
Atif do this time?
Well, Atif has both of their numbers,
Yes.
and he will text them at
Big mistake.
perhaps inappropriate times.
Okay.
And they came down hard that they have regrets that Atif has their numbers. And I'm thinking, well, maybe you could block them or block him.
block's harsh.
That's harsh.
I know. Anyway, or just don't. And I like Atif. I got time for Atif. Every time I see him, I want to clean his glasses. But it's the songs. Atif, I think he's burning bridges with some of these songs. Do you pay attention to Atif songs?
I like what Jonty and Victoria did with the one. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Atif. Otherwise, I'm like, Atif, stop it.
Exactly.
Basta.
Because to me, Atif, he sounds like it's a cross between a Gregorian chant and Stompin' Tom Connors on acid.
Wow. What a combination. No, nowhere near Fergie and Jesus. But I love Atif, like you said, he's awesome. But
Yeah.
his singing is.
He's a great guy.
I think the question is, though, if you don't get those texts
Yeah.
at those weird times,
Right.
There's no problem.
well, yeah, it's easy to say, go easy or whatever. What if Atif gave the Atif your number and he started texting you at these random
You
times?
think I'm that stupid?
Okay, you want to know something?
I
That's
was-
fair enough.
I was born.
Don't give your number out.
I was born at night, but not last night.
Surveyor Brett did say Atif deserves it all. Where Arthur, they hurt Atif's feelings this morning. I hope they didn't hurt
Did
his
they really?
feelings. I don't know.
I hope not.
And it was yesterday. Wasn't this morning.
There was no Atif texted in today about him sleeping in the wheelchair in Texas.
That had to have been him when he texted. I didn't catch that it like.
Oh no, he said it was him.
Okay, that makes
Yeah, no, he
sense.
said he was because they were asking one of the three questions too many is sleeping in public. And Atif said, yeah, he was at a sledge hockey event in Texas or something. And it was in a mall, I think it was, and he just fell asleep in his chair. And
So
then some
anyway-
ranger had to come up and wake him up.
I've been a supporter of Atif. Now I'm coming down on Atif. You can afford to go to Timbuktu in a sledge hockey tournament. He goes to all these sporting events, and he can't buy a membership to EST. It's disgusting.
Well, he's got to wait till fall to do that right now because we're closed.
Oh,
I think he's just made it into a game.
But he had months to do it. It was open
Well, of
for a few
course.
months.
yeah. Anyway,
Matt at the Garrison. Yay for the Hive. We bought some staff hoodies for the team. Also a bunch of socks.
Yeah.
The Hive, they out at the Garrison. I
Yeah,
got
those
the
socks.
the EST socks on today. I don't think people
I
can
almost
really see
wore
that.
mine, but I'm wearing my new my new man-made socks from Montreal.
You are all in on buy Canada,
Yep.
made in Canada. I'm all for it
So
too.
while most people have watched those man-made commercials, man-made,
Man-made.
Man-made.
and went, this commercial's annoying, I'll never buy from them. You went, I'm in.
I'm in.
And you
So-
just got them.
I rang up. Yep. I got them in the mail 2 days ago. I washed them yesterday. I got the socks and the underwear. And I'm styling.
Well, you walked in with a little bit of a
Like-
shimmy and a shake when you
Do you
came
have two
in this
pairs of
morning.
socks on, or is it those white socks?
Just the white socks. Yeah.
That's for man-made?
Yeah.
How comfy are they?
Very comfortable.
Are they?
However, I will qualify this. I like to support Canadian companies. I love Americans. Georgia Satellite and all our chums down there in the U.S.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends down there, mostly cops, regrettably. But at any rate, I do like to support Canadian ventures. So this man-made thing, 4 guys, they're all school chums, and they started this company. And so here's me. I did it. And of course, I'm speaking my my French that Joël only knows too well. And order this underwear, and I got the socks. They are a little bit pricier than what I usually spend. And the package arrives, and I'm thinking, great. There's the manufacturing is going to establish some jobs and all the rest of that stuff. Well, the socks are made in China, and the underwear are made in Sri Lanka. Not that I have anything against Sri Lankans or Chinese.
But you are supporting a Canadian company.
The Canadian company, right?
Yeah, back. I was just in 2021. They reached out to me on Instagram.
Man-made did?
Yeah, they like reached out for some like they want to send me stuff, but I had to pay or something.
Oh, and you are frugal.
I'm not paying for that stuff. I didn't know who these people were.
Well, if you're not paying for it, a TIF's not paying for it.
Well, and they wanted stuff on TSN as well, like a 1260. And I'm like, well, I can't just do that from 1260's perspective. Like, there's channels. I can't just do it via Instagram and stuff. Right. So they're still going. Look at them. Yeah. I just know a lot of people are annoyed by their commercials, but I'm glad that you didn't care. You jumped in and you did your own thing. You paved your own way.
I thought their commercials were great. That's what, advertising helps. I took down an A&W single stacker yesterday.
But now are you going to jump out of an airplane?
Have
you jumped out of an airplane?
Came close.
Really?
Yeah, came close.
Is that on purpose or because of
in combat?
Like you
a form of combat, yes.
Oh. You almost had to jump?
Yes. And I have jumped out of a helicopter.
Have you?
But it was
Is that training?
But it was fairly close to the ground, So anyway. Yoga. Let's talk about
You want to just go into yoga?
Yeah.
Let's go into yoga. Yeah, good segue right into yoga. Like we had a bunch of texts, whatever, Fergie. Whatever. Like Corey B supports you with Man-Made, says those gaunch are nice, but they do not breathe. Socks are great though.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Corey.
Getting camera over there.
Oh yeah, there's the camera there. Right by Tiger.
Yeah, we always like looking at Tiger. Because he's doing great things. Oh, I don't know.
We could stay on underwear.
I was going to say.
Oh no, I just want to tease you.
TGL ratings aren't good.
Well,
this week I think they were under 300,000 for both games.
I think it's kind of losing its luster. It's too bad because I like the premise of it, and I kind of like how easygoing it can be. And these guys have their guard down a little bit, but
I gotta see if
is this a simulated golf?
Yeah. So when I saw it somewhere, I'm trying to see if I could find it again. But they had the $1 million one, million people one with Tiger and Rory.
Yeah,
about a month ago or so. But now it's like 275,000 or something like that. So they've seen a lot of people decrease. Like I know. I think I saw Pat and Huss on the Lock Shop this week. They were talking about how they're like, I think golf's like this. They've found something here. I'm like, I don't think they have, because I think it only gets like golfers and diehard golfers. And even some diehard golfers are going, this isn't it. Like it's very, it's not attracting new people to golf. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone that's not watching golf that's going, but I'm watching the TGL because I like the way this is. Yeah. You're a golf fan that is like, I just want some more golf and I'm watching this. And I love golf and I just can't get into it personally myself.
Well, you don't have to put up with the bugs of the rain or the wind.
I hate the wind. Golf, I don't care about anything. I can handle the bugs because you can spray.
Right.
I can handle rain. I can handle cold even. It's the wind. I hate the damn wind.
Yeah, wind's brutal.
Oh, because you slice?
I've had slices that have cut through those winds. And you're thinking it's like it's going this way, and somehow my slice still comes right through. No, I just hate the wind. If there's one thing I could get rid of for golf, like if it's like, okay, I can only like never golf with this ever again, it would be wind. Take away the wind. Give me the rain. Give me the colder weather. Give me anything else. Give me just brutally hot. Just don't give me wind.
I love brutally hot.
Give me Paige Springenack as a caddy.
Yep, she's a lovely girl and a great golfer. I can't say no to that.
Well, where did that come from?
I know you brought it up. Yeah. We're talking about golf. That's how. If you want new viewers to golf, put Nelly Korda in there. Put Paige Springenack in there. Like seriously, that's how it works. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, however you want to slice it.
It's just, I think there's just also a lot of people that don't want to watch a golf ball hit into a screen.
I agree with that to an extent. Now, video games, and I know Fergie, and this might drive you crazy, but video games have become so popular. They do events in arenas where real sports take place. Some of these video game players are like superstars in some countries, like. So I think there is an appetite for stuff like that. Like we used to watch American Gladiators. Like I used to watch what was that Video and Arcade Top 10. like I think there is a bit of an appetite for it, but like you'd have to kind of tweak it a little bit. Because it's part video game,
But those
part
are
reels.
different athletes in quotes.
Yeah, but
If you want
American
esports.
Gladiators were people contesting, right?
It was sick. Yeah, it was.
And it never like it died out, and they tried bringing it back, and it wouldn't go going again.
You like Chase?
What's Chase?
I don't know chases.
They're in a like a half a gymnasium with all this apparatus.
Oh, is that the
tag?
tag?
Oh, is that
World
what it is?
Tag?
Yeah.
I watched some of it.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, what
I
the
like
hell?
they go hard.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I'd rather be a bigger,
Bigger?
go into like a bigger venue.
Oh, you mean higher?
No, more space.
Oh, bigger risk of danger. You know,
I don't mind the more risk of danger too. I'm actually surprised that every time I watch it, like some guy doesn't like ram his shoulder into one of those things and like separate his shoulder and stuff.
When I did watch a couple weeks ago, they had teams and one guy was in a sling. I'm like, that guy definitely rolled into one of the posts.
Matt Iwanyk goes, I kind of disagree, Marty. I don't watch a lot of golf, but the indoor matches are more interesting to me. And I would say you're probably an outlier in that, Matt, based on the numbers, that there aren't a lot. It's not attracting new golf fans.
You know,
Because the numbers are lower, and they're lower than what a PGA event would get, and they're lower than what this event has gotten. And I would say that if I took the 275,000 that watched the match this week, the majority of them are probably golf fans. There's probably not a lot of newer ones, especially when the numbers are decreasing.
at the Rugby Club in St. Albert at 3:00, the doors open, and we got the big monster screen on the wall. And if golf isn't on, there's hell to pay by the old guys. They come in, they have their 2 pints, 3 pints before they go home to dinner with their lovely wives, and they insist on watching golf.
I like having it on in my office on Thursday and Fridays.
Yep. It's actually kind of soothing.
it is
However,
very soothing.
I'm not here next week, and I'm very disappointed by this, though. Because last week and next week, what's on my TVs at all times is the Briar/Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And that I can't, like, that gets going tonight. We had Mike the Michigan fan say earlier. What did he say? Do I still have in here? Oilers talk, boo. Briar talk, yay. So, and Lars Y, I've actually fixed my slice a few years ago. Lowering my tee had helped. But when I had a wicked slice, it was like it would cut through the wind. Wind would be going one way, and the ball would come right through it. And it would go the full distance through that wind. I beat the wind.
Well, my buddy Terry, he's a retired school principal. He and I golfed with Joaquin and Dusty 4 years ago at a charity fundraiser over at the quarry. He brought in a bunch of little pocketbooks by Craig Stadler. And I'd never had a lesson. I suck at golf, just like I suck at bagpipes.
I
You're
disagree
very
on
good at
that.
bagpipes.
Anyway.
I disagree on that.
So I read the book by Stadler, and I used to slice like a bugger too, but all I had to do was just turn my right hand, my bottom hand, over slightly, and boop, no more slice. Thing goes straight as a die.
It's nice when you don't slice.
Good rhyming.
Golf sucks when you're slicing.
Unless you play it.
No, because that's when I hit it straight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always when I hit it straight. I line up properly, and then all of a sudden that's like, oh, straight ball. I'm well into the trees. Awesome. And I don't even know what I did. So then you line up back straight, and the slice comes back.
You swear a lot on the golf course.
I can. I absolutely can.
I've seen it multiple times. You would think because he's very prim and proper, and then you get him out there and he's an animal.
I used to slam my clubs a bit on the ground and stuff.
See, you held back.
I don't do
a
that
couple
anymore.
times. You and I have golfed together,
I've stopped doing
but
that.
you do the muttering under your breath, and you can hear it from
100%.
across the hole.
I've got a great golf joke, and I'm doing everything in my power to refrain from telling it. It's actually a story.
Is it a bad story?
Is it not fit for air?
Oh, no, I don't have to get foul language. I can paint a mental image with the descriptor.
Or you
I
not
feel dicey about this.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
know
off
how to
air.
trust you.
Okay.
If you're questioning it, I feel like it's best to then maybe default
Well,
to no.
I know the nasties would love it, but then is there CRTC stuff involved? No, there's no bad words in it.
Actually, I think we are regulated by CRTC.
Yeah.
But they don't care about the internet.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It would be a joke that could easily pass on daytime TV.
Would kids get offended, or would it be something that kids should not hear?
Kids are in school.
Yeah, some schools.
Yeah, some schools
we had
play
some
us.
teachers say that they throw this on in their classroom and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dental offices.
yeah. They really want to know about the Oscars.
Okay, I'll dumb it down.
Okay. I'm still Larry, but let's go.
So there's a
If it gets to a point, I'll just start reading a liner, and then that's your cue.
Perfect.
No
Okay.
more.
So there's a foursome, and they're out golfing, and they're down around the fourth. They're in the middle of the fourth fairway, and there's these two damsels, friends, and one of them is a phys ed teacher, very, very dynamic, very physical, and the other gal I think is a beautician. She's also very, attractive.
They're
Fit.
hot. These girls are hot.
Well, they're attractive.
Okay.
Anyway, so the guys on the fourth fairway, they hit and they go down in this little kind of a dip, and you can't really see them. So the two gals are at the tee box, and they figure, okay, well, these guys are out of sight. We're not going to hit them. Anyway, the phys ed, the beautician hits a drive, nice drive, maybe a 180, and the phys ed girl, a little bit stockier, and she crushes it. She gets all of it. Best drive of her life. And the ball is still screaming. It goes over and down this little hump. You hear this, wah! This guy crying out in pain. So they grab their clubs and they thunder down the fairway, and they look down, and here's one of these guys, and he's hanging onto himself in a precarious position on the male anatomy.
His sensitive man area.
Yes. And so anyway, they go running up, and this guy is rolling around and screaming and hanging onto himself. And the phys ed gal, she said, "Listen, I'm terribly sorry. We would have yelled 4, but we didn't think you were anywhere near the thing." And he's, "Whatever." And she says, "I know a little bit about physiotherapy. Perhaps I could, make some adjustments to alleviate the pain." Whatever. Anyway, so she goes at the sensitive man area,
Mm-hmm.
and after a couple of seconds, she said, "Is that feeling better?" He says, "Not bad, but you got me in the thumb."
There's nothing wrong with that joke.
Okay.
Well done.
Sure.
Round of clicks for that. That was good.
We got
That's a good
Fergie's
one.
prostate with us here on the Hangout. Tom Gazzola and Matt Iwanyk with here on Edmonton
Not for
Sports
long.
Talk. Well, we still got another hour.
No, but you see, I've got the EST shirts, I've got the socks, I've got the scarf, I got all the. What you need is an EST catheter for old guys like me.
Oh,
that
if you
have
need to
this-
go, you just go.
Yeah.
Go, Fergie.
There's
Yeah.
no stopping. I'll
Yeah.
read a liner here.
Okay.
Yeah, you
fine.
interrupted another
Yeah,
line.
no,
Just
it's
go to the bathroom.
We're live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. As I said, that was Fergie. We got Tom, we got Matt with you here on the Hangout. Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they are brought to you by Sub-Zero Mechanical. Residential HVAC, if you're looking for furnace repairs, furnace replacements, or want to get a jump on the big rush that will be coming for AC, be sure to connect with Brett at subzeromechanical.ca. They'll also deal with home boilers, hot water tanks, furnaces, garage heaters. They were the proud dinner sponsor of the EST Fun Spiel that took place just a couple weekends ago. But yeah, for your HVAC needs, subzeromechanical.ca.
Awesome. How about Fergie, man? That was awesome.
There we go.
Oh, that one has the paper clip on it. Tough throw.
Yeah, these all actually, they all, they've
I see. Okay, I see you've got some fresh ones. I'm assuming
you
this
guys.
is for when you're gone.
Yeah, I've also, so you guys don't have to read my handwriting.
Yeah, I remember when you were gone for a little bit, and I was in. These are
So-
nice. Where do you make these? Don't you?
There's, if you go to like Staples or something,
Yeah.
I usually get their brand, but there's also another brand called Avery and stuff like that.
I've seen it.
And there's templates, and these are postcards.
So I only have I've got to have more reads than
Nope.
this for next week.
That's it.
What about Sub-Zero?
That's just for the month of February.
Oh, okay. Let's get Sub-Zero on
But
here long
I
term.
just did postcards, and then I printed off, just put our logo on the back of the postcards,
These are very
and
good.
it becomes the index cards that you're looking for the show. Like as if we actually are a real talk show.
Very
or
impressive.
something.
It is a real talk show. It's
These cards were the cards I used for the Estes.
Yeah.
For the announcing the winners.
it was great.
This is what I used for them. No. This was the nominees cards. I had different cards, I think. No, I still use these. I bought different envelopes for it. That's what it was. I
You've
bought
missed a
specific
great
envelopes.
conversation about stationery.
Yeah,
I kind of picked up on it on the way in.
Yeah, no,
it was awesome.
Fergie, we got a text here that comes in 780-218-9999 Paris Jewelers inbox. Just have folks go by the club to hear the story. Fergie After Dark, $4 cover charge, $2 or 2 drink minimum. That's St. Albert Rugby Club. And then Andrea says, "Oh Lordy, Ian."
I've known Andrea a long time.
Oh, Gold Medal Mark says, "I've got $10 on over 7.5 throat clears from Fergie. Only an hour in, we're at least 5. Still love the show." And I've had to clear my throat because I still have getting off this cold. But Fergie, this has been a lot of fun. I knew
we
this
only
would
made it
be.
in an hour.
Yeah,
Just have an hour to go.
I know.
Yoga.
I had to use the women's.
Somebody's in the men's.
That would be a clue. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you just
The
felt
door
like.
is locked.
They're both restrooms. And they
Yeah, I
both-
think they should probably.
Well,
Look,
I
it's
wasn't
2025.
I wasn't resting. I was going hard.
It's
okay.
2025. There's one bathroom.
Well, I mean, it's good
You-
to
you
designate.
closed the
but,
door.
like,
Yeah, when we went to the Metro, it wasn't.
oh, that's right. Yeah, but you see that in restaurants and bars now too.
They're private bathrooms.
Yeah,
Oh, so some of the nasties on that talk about the Metro or the Garno. right?
Garno.
Uh,
Metro Theater at Metro Cinema at Garno.
Right. So
I think you're
is
correct.
there
Yeah.
a projected date for the golf tournament, for example?
There is
Yes.
a projected date for the golf tournament, correct?
Okay. Are we going back to the Nasty Bash?
Yeah, I don't have a date for that.
Well, no, what? You need to get the date through me.
I know. I don't have.
Do you have any
dates.
more
Okay.
hot waitresses I can meet?
Tommy cutting a sexual swath through St. Albert, Alberta. I almost said Saskatchewan.
No, I have to be a good boy now.
I was
so.
doing the alliteration. Anyway,
I don't know what I'm doing on that one.
on the Nasty Bash?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will get a projected date. The trouble is we have to deal with the rugby season schedule.
I also have to deal with when Dusty's in town.
Oh yeah, football.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then I think somebody else will, do you have a date for the Estes?
No,
All right. Yeah. In the fullness of time, as we say.
I think last year I had the Estes date figured out in February. I did not this year.
Not a problem.
But golf tournament is locked in, loaded. When I come back,
Okay.
we'll start dealing with that.
A lot of people have been asking
So-
about the golf tournament for good reason, and I reassure them that Matty has already shifted his focus from the fun spiel, which was excellent, to the golf tournament, but he needs a little bit of vacay time.
Oh, I know why I wasn't there last year. I was at band camp. It was
Is that down south
no Vernon.
for the golf tournament?
Yep.
When did you go to the driving thing? You had to go to like Vegas, LA, or whatever. And you guys drove.
Well, that's the run. That's the Baker to Vegas.
You missed something because of that.
Could have been, yeah. But that's April the 5th weekend. We're going back again this year. This will be my 11th year.
Maybe it wasn't then. You missed anything.
What
Maybe
is
you
this
just
band
told you
camp?
saw us and you were just off to it. That might have been it.
No, it was in early July, right?
Yeah, it was July 9th last year.
Yeah, I was in Vernon at piping school.
Piping school.
Yeah.
You just like getting like some new tips, or
Yeah.
were you trying to actually like relearn things?
No, you go there and you enhance your skills and you learn new tunes, and it's the best pipers and drummers and Highland dancers in the world go to Silver Star up at
So this was real
In
band
Vernon.
camp.
Yeah.
Did you guys stay in like dorms, or did you guys have hotel rooms?
Are you guys
No.
freaky like American Pie?
No,
or what?
we used to have the benefit. There was a fine old British couple. He's just since passed away. They were part of the developers of the existing Silver Star ski resort, and they lived in Vernon. They're both retired from the British Army. Lovely people, and Spencer's, and we had their log house. They called it the cabin. It sleeps like 13. Beautiful place. So we had the benefit of staying there. I think we were there for 8 years, and then they sold it. So now we stay at the Snowbird Lodge right in the village up there. It's great. It's great.
You've done nothing to dispel the fact that you guys go to band camp and don't get freaky.
Yeah, he just started talking about other things.
Yeah.
There is
just-
a fair
just
portion of adult beverages consumed. Yeah,
And let the rest
and I play
float
with,
into the ethos.
I play with the challenge kids.
There.
You know,
Norman at Combine says we need an EST camping weekend with a smoke meat competition.
Definitely not.
I have the campground.
Definitely not.
Mike, the Michigan fan, EST Smoke Fest. I'm in. We did have a talk about doing something like that once.
Like a barbecue?
A competition type thing, yeah. Because because I was surprised. Tube Socks was at Super Bowl this year, and I'm gonna get it wrong. Was it the beef jerky? I think for Super Bowls for the last number of years, he's been in like some beef jerky competition. If Tube Socks are still listening, you could correct me where I'm wrong on that one. And for some reason, they didn't have it this year. He gets into some sort of competition like that.
I haven't seen Steven in a while. Super Bowl?
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I saw him some weeks ago at the the Crown Pub in St. Albert.
I'm sure you can find him there most days.
Trying to send my dad there. He needs a new. Because
Watering
he's new
hole?
to St. Albert. He's a new St. Albert
Send him down to
resident.
the rugby club.
Yeah.
Little farts in there.
He'd
Yeah,
And you
fit
can watch
right in.
golf.
He would fit right
Sure.
in.
It's a great spot.
Yeah, it is.
If I lived near St. Albert or in St. Albert, I probably would stop there a lot more.
My brother-
Great patio. Like I like this summer coming up.
Second cheapest pints in town.
Why do you say second cheapest?
Because they're the second cheapest. The
who-
cheapest, do you want to know who the cheapest
Well, I was
is?
going to say,
The
like,
Legion.
are you aware?
Bingo.
It is the Legion?
Yep.
Going to Legion's always great, too.
Branch 271. This is a great Legion. Mind you, they've got, like on game days, Oilers game days, pints of Canadian, for example, $4.50.
Do you go to the Legion a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where your crib goes? Or do you guys
Yeah.
do it? That,
No,
the crib is there.
Crib is there every Tuesday. And then from time to time, I host a crib tournament at the rugby club.
How'd you do crib this week?
5 wins, 2 losses, but you keep track of your aggregate points. I didn't get anywhere close to winning any money.
A couple weeks ago, I double skunked my mother.
Your mother.
I know. She was getting no cards. And there was a point where she needed like 5 points. I needed like 10 to win. She needed 5 to get across the line to not get double skunked. And she didn't. She got to the last spot, and then I finished her off. I double skunked my mother. That means I win 3 games in one game.
It's like Stu Skinner.
I have no idea what you old ladies are talking about right now.
Yeah, no, I took a picture of the board. I felt so bad, but I also didn't.
Your mom couldn't play crib very well because she didn't get the cards.
Well,
Skinner can't win a game because he doesn't have any defense in front of him.
like,
It's the same idea.
yeah, just took her down.
You took a picture of that?
Yeah, because I had to show Jay.
We should have a game.
I'll have a game.
Sure.
I'll have a game after and stuff. It's
You can-
but I double skunked my mother.
You can have a Crooked Creek donut.
She's not going to be happy with me
Okay,
right
cool.
now
I brought
if
Crooked
she's
Creek
listening.
donuts in for the boys today.
They're from the Grand Prairie area.
Yeah, in between Cranberry and High Prairie.
Oh, he told me about them last night. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank
you, Fergie.
Well, I was just saying, like, of course, Grand Prairie, High Prairie. We all know about that. We're all aware of that corridor.
Yeah, Dusty used to work in High Prairie.
Yeah.
What,
yeah.
3 months I think he was there?
I did not even know that.
The EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transition. Sentinel.ca for more information to find a convenient location nearest you. By Canadian, they are a Canadian storage provider. Okay, I think you've mentioned it twice. I've mentioned it once. Yoga. You do yoga.
I'm
yoga. Fascinated by this.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that you did yoga.
Are you body shaming me? What?
No, I just I
You know what?
would have
Yoga
never
is
pictured-
actually excellent.
I've wanted to get. I was telling you, anytime I've tried it, my shoulders can't do it. I'm weak up there or whatever. No, I'm just very impressed.
Well, it's not. There's no free weights in yoga. Although there is a free weight, it's called your body.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, I am a level 2 certified yin yoga instructor. Now, there's different facets, different levels of intensity with yoga. It's not just laying around stinking. I mean, like there's power flow, rocket. You're up and down like a toilet seat. You're moving all the time. The room is fairly warm.
Yeah.
Like 36 to 40 degrees.
I like that.
Lots of humidity. So you get a really good sweat going. But the studio I go to, there's 2 locations. One on South Side on 99th Street around 37th Ave. Meta is the name of the studio, METTA. And the one I go to is on 111th Avenue and 149th Street. And it's owned by a great gal named Angela Zawada. She's married to Graham Bell.
Oh.
Who has a Grey Cup ring.
Yes.
2013.
Kicker.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, he was.
Sorry. I'm thinking of Graham.
I know who you're thinking of, but the name's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember who you.
He was a fullback in special teams.
Yes. Sorry.
He played for the Eskimos. Played for the Bombers, and he got the Grey Cup ring with the Riders. 4-time Grey Cup champion.
I don't think Hugh O'Neill.
Nice. No, I'm thinking who got traded in the Ricky Ray trade.
Oh, Grant Shaw.
Grant Shaw. That's what I was thinking. My bad.
Anyway,
Graham Bell. Anyway,
they're married. Great people. And Angela's got I've given her kudos because she has created employment for a lot of really quality yoga instructors. Not to denigrate anybody else that's teaching yoga out there, but one of her instructors, Jody Miller, is an ex-Maudi. I was his drill instructor in Regina in 1990. And I digress. But anyway, Becky Robinson, who is her beau is the club pro over at the Highlands course. Becky is a hell of a golfer in her own right. And she's also a fantastic yoga instructor. So she's put together a program. It'll be, and then I know Lars Y on the Nasty Chat. He was asking me a couple of weeks ago about would yoga be good for an old fat mid-60s guys in anticipation of the golf season. So she's put together, it'll be, I think, a 75-minute class, 2 p.m. on April the 5th at the Northside Studio on 111th Avenue.
I gotta get my dad out to that.
Yep. Anyway, but the program is designed specifically for golfers. And, it's the early in the season and all that other sort of stuff. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to take down that information because my dad should go.
Yep.
He's getting ready for his golf season too.
Yep.
He's
but
in the men's league.
When it comes up, I don't know if it's online yet or not where you can pre-register, but I would suggest
Metta?
Yeah.
METTA.
METTA.
It's Meta Yoga showed up.
Bingo. Anyway.
I was one of those guys like in my 20s that was like, oh, yoga's stupid. Why do you do that? And then as I got older, my body started to hurt more the next day after playing hockey or any physical activity. And someone suggested yoga stretches, and I actually tried it. I got over myself, and it was incredible.
Well, I started doing it, I think, in 2010. My girlfriend, she's an accredited yoga instructor. She saw, you got to try this, because I've done contact sports my whole life. Primarily the rugby thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is going to be a little bit namby-pamby, to say the least.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And not to come off sounding like a pervert, but I went there and there was 35 people in the class and there was only 6 guys. And all of a sudden, I'm digging yoga.
The old dog.
Yeah. Anyway, no, but it's if it wasn't for yoga, I'd be walking like a pair of pliers. Like just,
yikes.
It's so good. And the yin yoga for the older guys that are watching, at the studio, it's Tuesday morning at 9:30, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. and they have a class on Sunday. But yin yoga is, you don't go into any poses like the eagle pose where you wrap one leg around the other and you twist your arms.
That
and all
stuff's tough.
And then you bend your knee, and it's just basically most of the poses are done on the floor, and you get into a pose and you hold it for 2 to 7 minutes, and you just slowly relax all your connective tissue, the fascia within your body and stuff like that. And basically you surrender to gravity, and it's nice and warm, and it's very esoteric.
Breathing's a big part of that too, right?
Breathing is, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't see anything on their website as of yet, from what I quick look.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, yeah.
I 100% think my dad should do this. He's 69 years old. He's getting ready for his men's league golf.
Yep.
He tried Aquafit, and he said
which isn't bad.
Yeah, like low impact because he's got a bad ankle, and I think this might be up his alley.
But then that's a lot of resistance with the water in your way and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this
I have no idea what it is.
Give it a try. I mean, he doesn't even have to wait for this class. He's retired, right?
Oh yeah.
Tuesday morning, 9:30. I'll be there. Get there early, and you can do a drop in. Excuse me. But it's funny now that I'm 73 and things happen with inside your body, I'll be laying on the mat. The instructor will come in. It's nice and warm, and you're thinking, "Oh, this is good. I got my head in the game." Close the door. They start the nice soft music, and the next thing you know, I have to fart.
Oh my!
And I'm on that mat for 60 to 75 minutes, and that's a workout in and of itself.
That only took an hour and 17 minutes for a fart reference.
Were you expecting one?
Yeah.
Why?
Just tends to happen with you.
Oh, well, it's I don't know. You tell me.
So how do you handle that predicament?
Well, there is.
I think you got to wait for the right situation where you're sitting.
Yeah.
And you could let one out.
And then you
don't want your butt up.
No.
I think if you're like, when you're transitioning and like maybe you're more on the ground, like you could quietly try to get one out.
As one of the nasty chat guys will allude to, that apparently I clear my throat, so you can give her one of those or fake a sneeze, one of those. But I was in there many years ago.
Don't put the Homer Simpson turning on the radio.
Yeah. I was in there many years ago when there was a whole gaggle of gals.
Gaggle. You don't hear about gaggle. You don't hear the word gaggle used a lot. Well done.
Well, there was a gaggle of damsels came in. They were mid-30s, and they're all driving Audis and Beamers and stuff like that. So they're professional people or married to professional people. So, and they had never been to yoga before. So there's about 8 of them. And I'm over in my little corner, minding my own business. And that's when I was doing a little bit more active yoga. Well, one of them sifts out this. It was really audible. I mean, it still echoes inside that studio to this day. I'm sure it was that loud. And of course, they all had a titter and a giggle and stuff like that. And so did the instructor.
You did it or she did it?
No. One of the new gals did.
Oh, okay.
And I was mortified. I was so taken aback. And after the class was over, I said, I'm going to send Angela an email of complaint. Well, why is that? I said, one of these new kids rips one that I would be proud of, and you all laugh at it. If I did it, you'd kick me out. Oh, don't be such a pig. There's this double standard. I'm done. Sorry, didn't mean to get
Fergie
off.
wants to have the right to let one rip and be viewed as if anyone else ripped it.
Let Fergie fart.
Well, what's his name?
Let Fergie fart. Let Fergie fart. Let Fergie fart.
Who was the comedian? He's dead now. His dad was his brother was the deputy prime minister for a time.
Norm Macdonald.
No. He was on Airplane.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen used to have this little fart machine.
Yeah.
And every time he went on a talk show, he'd sit down and he'd be sitting there talking like this, and he would always keep a straight face. And this thing would go, and then the host would just, double over and all the rest of the stuff. And he just sat there with a straight face.
Isn't he from Edmonton?
His old man was a Maori, and he, I think, was raised in Fort Vermilion.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know where he was born, and I think for a time
Leslie Nielsen was born in Regina. Enlisted in the Royal Canadian Air Force.
I thought there was like an Edmonton connection to. I know Tommy Chong's from
correctly.
Edmonton.
Oh, as a child, his family lived in Fort Norman, which is now Toledo in Northwest Territories. Right. Where his father was the Royal Mounted Police, Royal Canadian Mounted. They moved to Edmonton in 1930.
Aha.
Oh, I won't read that article.
Anyway,
he went to Victoria High School. So he Vic here, and in Edmonton. Then he enlisted in the Royal Canadian Air Force at age 17, though he was legally deaf.
What?
It says though he was legally deaf, he wore hearing aids most of his life.
Oh wow!
But on his headstone, and the guy's got the last laugh right in perpetuity. On his headstone, it says Leslie Nielsen, R.I.P. And in brackets, and so the R.I.P. It's letter rip.
I have to look this up. Of course, you would know this.
Yeah, the guy was a comic genius.
We got a text. EST merch, a shirt with the logo. Let Fergie fart. Are we gonna work tube socks in on this one?
Now that's a clever guy.
We're gonna have to get him to write up a little. Or
drop
a little something.
Rep.
Yep, let her rip.
Yeah.
back to the golf thing. I'm actually going to be doing something with Jeff Kershell on golf.
Yeah.
Because he's with Advantage Sports Medicine. He does some stuff there. They've launched a golf program. And when I come back from my trip, I'm going to meet up with him, do an assessment, and then he's going to build a golf program for me for working out and stuff like that. And
Excellent.
I will talk about it on the air and stuff like that there. But he's just launched this thing with Advantage Sports Medicine, who are sponsors in our afternoon shows. And I'm excited about that. Ready to really golf.
Yeah.
Once I come back, it's good for personal life for me. It's golf time.
Well, we
Need
should
some
have a
new
game of
golf
crib
clubs.
first, and then we'll golf together.
We do both.
Yeah.
Well, reverse order. Golf and play a game of crib in the clubhouse.
We're gonna play game of crib after this show's over.
I thought you were talking about like later though. Like,
Oh,
you could do that both in
are
one
you putting
day.
up walls? You afraid to?
No, I've already agreed to play today.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But like, I'm just saying, look, I've never thought like what a great day that would be. Go play a round of golf and play crib after.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to do the reverse.
No. Well, I golf every Wednesday at Callahoo. Little 9-hole track. That's a sweet little place.
Double
up
loop
there.
it or do it just 9?
No, I just do 9. I lose my drishti, which is a yoga term for focus.
Because my dad, he goes and there's a place where my mom and dad spend a lot of their summer. Actually in Evansburg, where Reed's kind of from. Well, not kind of from. I think he grew up out there. There's a course out there that's 9 holes, but my dad does it twice every morning. Goes, loops it, does his 18.
Nice.
Goes home.
In a cart, or is he walking?
Cart.
Oh.
He's a member out there for like $900.
Oh, sweet.
Limited golf and carts.
Oh. Nothing wrong
Works
with that.
great for him. I'm ready to golf. I'm ready for golf season.
Almost that time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It is. And like, I was talking to Murray on Monday. This is a nice forecast. It's not the forecast golf course needs. Golf course needs overnight lows staying above 0. What are we looking at the 16 days?
We're
So
not
they get
there yet.
the good soak, right?
And not getting like the melt and stuff. We're kind of hovering around this temp for a while. We get to about -5 on March 15th. That looks to be like the cold that we get to as a high. So we're not getting we're not golfing in March. That's all I'll say here. And outside, you could always go indoors. Have you ever done virtual golf?
Yeah. Yeah. At Ted Danson's, right across from the curling rink in St. Albert.
Did you like it?
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I love doing it throughout the winter. Not like it's not I wouldn't do ever like every 2 days or something like that. But once every couple of weeks, it keeps the want to go golfing and stuff like at bay a little bit. Like to be like, I can't wait for winter to finally be over.
Tommy's getting old.
Uh,
He's not throwing shade at me now, is he?
it's that or it's coughing.
Oh.
It's one of those two.
Has he got a cough?
Well, he's coming off that cold.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he has to blow his nose or maybe he has to go to the bathroom. I don't know. I should just leave you now.
Let Tommy
I'm
fart.
just going to go. I'm just going to go
I
walk
could,
away
I could
now.
do a half-hour stand-up here.
Don't tempt me there, Fergie. I know the listeners would want something like that. I'll just leave you to it and see what we get done. The official drink of the EST Hangout, it is the Finnish long drink, Legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada, where you can go enter your postal code and find a liquor store and establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock. Oh, that just curved that way. I didn't like that.
You need to have one of those soundtracks where you got the smashing glass when you do that.
Oh.
Who used to do that? Somebody had was it
I don't know if anyone...
Letterman?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Letterman used to fling the cards and there'd be smashing glass.
The Riverhawks, they get a good laugh out of people when the ball goes out of the park, or like you see, they'll all of a sudden play the glass smash window, and people go, oh, somebody's car window broke, but did it?
All the games that I've been to down there, I've never seen a homer.
So because it's collegiate ball and Remax Field is not exactly hitter friendly,
Right.
home runs are difficult to see.
Yeah.
Although this league versus what the prospects were, when the Edmonton Prospects used to play there, has more home runs than the Prospects League. You, over the course, actually, let's take a look. How many home runs last season in that league?
This guy can track anything.
Well, you just go to their websites and you see what you can do. The difficult thing is having a conversation while I'm doing something very mundane because I don't want to like
You haven't got
walk
any,
people through.
you haven't got any Russian ICBMs coming in, do you?
No.
Okay, good.
Team batting totals. Here we
Did you
go.
wash your hands?
Here we go. Home runs for the 2024 season. 252 in the league last year. 2 teams didn't have any. 1 team had 1. The Edmonton Riverhawks had 14 throughout their season.
Oh.
The leader was, is this Ridgefield? Ridgefield Raptors had 28 home runs last season. They must have a hitter-friendly park. But 252 home runs last year in that league. So it's not a lot.
No.
But it can happen.
Right.
And if it does at Remax Field, you're more likely at right field wall. That's where I've always seen it.
With a left-handed hitter.
Probably.
Some guys can go off field.
I don't recall seeing many towards the scoreboard with this league.
That's a hard ballpark to hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a straightaway. Well, you're never going to get anything over that wall because it's 420 with a 40-foot wall up there.
Yeah, well, and it's only like urban legends of who's actually hit it over.
Yeah, like McGuire.
Matt Stairs is rumored to have done it.
Yeah.
I remember Dusty had him on 1260 one morning. He's like, "Hey, we have this big wall. I've heard you done it." And Matt Stairs is like, "Well, we'll just go with it." Like, sure.
Yeah, but like batting practice doesn't count, right?
No.
Like in a game.
I think it's. I don't think there's any actual proof of who's done it and who hasn't. Like, I don't think anyone actually like. It's just a lot of urban legends.
I would think that you'd have more chance to hit one during a game because your adrenaline is more stoked than batting practice. That's just me. In my extensive ball playing career.
The biggest home run I saw, I saw Giancarlo Stanton bomb in Miami, but it was to left field. I saw Matt Kemp hit one with the Dodgers, and I think that it was interleague play, and they were in Minnesota.
You say Matt Kemp?
Yeah.
Oh, that name brings me back.
And the wall there, it wasn't 40 feet high at straightaway center, but it was still like 415, I think, to the fence straightaway, and he hit it like 10 feet above the fence. He cleared it by 10 feet. That was the biggest straightaway bomb I've ever seen live. Because he was like the tippy top for good like 4 or 5 years there, and he cranked one. So I don't know, like that ballpark. When these kids from the Riverhawks or whoever they're playing against hit one over, like it's impressive. Like it's not easy. It's not a hitter's park.
And a lot of these kids, they're playing with wood bats, and they're not used to it because in college you don't play with wood bats.
I like wood bats.
So they're having to get that adjustment of dealing with the wood bats.
Yep. You're excused.
Thank you. Avery says it's happened in a PCL game 3 times. But show me the articles that say that, Avery. It's like we say it happens, but it's not an easy record. I've tried looking to like Googling and stuff and trying to find the records of like we need to find a way to keep better track or like make it official. Like the Riverhawks need to put their names on the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put like if it has been done 3 times, get their names on the wall with the distance or whatever, like the year. And have a little list. So if it ever happens again, which it won't, you could add that next one there.
Most of the homers I hit when I was a younger man were inside the park ones.
You ran the bases all the way?
Yeah. Yeah. I used to be fast. You know how fast I was?
I don't know how to answer that question.
I worked 9 to 5. I was home by 2:30. That's fast. If I got a walk, the other team would have a taxi at first base because they knew I was going to third. Now stay with me on this one. I hit a line drive into center field one time. I had to duck going around second. I was fast. See, Bob Uecker died, so I'm stepping up.
For those that don't get that last one, he was so fast that as he was running the bases, the ball was just going past him into center field.
Right.
And
I don't think it needed an explanation.
I think for some it might have.
Okay.
We were watching the Combine yesterday. I didn't want to, Jay, if they're on the Combine. The NFL one. We're trying trying to figure out what a 40 would be. Like what is I don't know what a good 40 time would be for us.
Oh, for us.
For us.
Oh, you need a calendar for me.
It's not the olden days when you could have done it.
Oh, and I could have done
had a smoke and then finished it. Or I don't know how we'd do this.
I probably could have done a 4.4. I was fast. No, seriously.
4.4 is ridiculously fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're claiming to be like super, super fast when you were younger.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why your knees are not so great nowadays.
Not so great.
You you used the hell out of them back when you were younger. You had that speed.
Yep.
Didn't want to see you coming.
Nope. Not with this attitude.
Well, I wonder if we'll get the rematch at Riverhawks game this year, so I could defend my sauerkraut trophy.
That's the ripoff at Remax, by the way, that you're alluding to.
Jerry
Yeah, I just
Haraxi
think
said I deserve to win it.
Jerry's
Dustin
just being
with a
nice
Y.
because he's a nice guy. He's
Dustin
a good heart.
with a Y. And he was there. He knew I won it. All the kids that were coming up to me, legitimately, they did. Dustin with a Y was there saying, hey, you're the guy that won the race. Yeah. They knew I won.
Were you guys running in mascot costumes or no?
No, we were in potato sacks. And
Oh,
we
okay.
popped backwards. I had the lead when I got to the end, and then I ran forward, and no one has my speed.
Cheated.
Oh.
Cheated.
I did not cheat. How did I cheat?
Speaking of Dustin with a Y, has he surfaced?
I don't know.
Hopefully he's all right. You're out there. Hello?
Dustin, call me.
I actually meant to reach out to someone and see, like, hey, has anyone heard from him?
No, because he's deservedly so. He's completely committed to his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know if that was why he didn't make the Bonspiel or not, but anyway.
And that team almost had made the miracle.
Yeah.
They almost won it all. They got there to the final. How was your event that night?
Great.
Yeah?
Yep. I took the little woman to a lovely little noodle place down on 109th Street. And
They had an
Wait.
event at the rugby club.
Did you go to Gukaku?
I don't know the name of it.
Oh. Did you go to Foo's repair shop?
No.
That's a good one. But
No.
that's on 106th, I think.
I thought you had an event at the rugby club.
No, I told you I
Date
had
night.
a dinner date with the princess.
Oh, I thought you had a thing at the rugby club. I miscommunicated. I was not listening properly. I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
Bef-
You were busy that day.
No, this was from before. You told me about it before.
I don't
So
know.
I just
don't
wasn't
ask me.
listening
Don't look.
properly.
I have
wasn't
no
listening
idea what the hell
properly,
you guys
whatever
talking
it
about.
was.
Before you read that line,
There was when you walked outside and I was walking in. There's that one day we had a brief little hi to each other.
Oh.
No, you don't remember you don't remember interactions with each other. Interesting. Thanks, Fergie.
Boy.
I've had concussions, okay? I
Oh,
can't
boy.
remember everything.
Fergie Baggio texts in and says, Fergie, surely you can't be serious about his tombstone.
No, yeah. Let her rip.
Surely you
Oh,
can't.
surely. Yeah.
Come on, even I knew that.
Even
one
you
coming.
can get this.
Okay, I'm a little slow, okay?
Oh, it was right there for you. It was right there
Baggio,
for
good
you.
try.
Don't call me Shirley.
There we go.
No, that's portions of this hour brought to you by Lloyd Sad. Insurance brokers. Check them out, lloydsad.com. Connect with Kevin Bondel, a fellow nasty if you're a business looking for insurance. They're one of Alberta's largest and most trusted independent insurance brokerages. And they were the proud presenting sponsor of the EST Funspiel that we just mentioned at the Shamrock
Nice
from a couple
sauce.
of weeks ago. There is an EST, or there's a media Bonspiel coming up in a couple of weekends. Eric's going in playing in it. We've got a sponsorship in the event that's going on. It's been going on, I think, is it year 70? But there's just been media Bonspiel that's been going on forever. I've heard rumblings Kevin might bring the title, the EST
That's
Funspiel
awesome.
title there and looking to take the
Is that
two
that club
titles.
just off 170th?
The media?
No, the media Bonspiel.
It's going to be done just over here. Yeah.
Yeah. I was there a couple of years ago.
It's
What's the name of that? Is that Jasper?
that's Jasper Place.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I don't go there more just to drink. We're right here. Go pop in, get a drink or two.
I've never seen a bar fridge as full as yours. I don't know why you have to go anywhere apart from here to drink.
I could go watch curling.
Oh, I
If
suppose
this
so.
was the 80s, I could totally see you being one of those guys that would go to a curling rink and drink beer and smoke cigarettes. Like you would definitely be on the darts.
It's a lovely time at a curling rink.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying
I know.
You'd probably be wearing a cardigan.
I'm just surprised that I don't actually go more. Like it's right there. It's not that far.
It's on the way back to
Home.
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I could just spend the night here. Go
You
there,
could.
drink.
It's
then
happened
stand
before.
here.
People have stayed here.
It's yeah. Well, there's also this Rockin' Robbins I still got to try.
Rockin'
It's
Robbins
breakfast.
is
The
great.
breakfast place?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I've only
dandy.
heard great things.
I've been there.
It's very good.
I need it like one day. I think, but for the hangout, I need to like just wake up early, go there because there's like some special from 7 till 9.
Sometimes on weekends when I'm driving in for Hello Hockey, it's lined up.
Yeah.
It's not a big space. It's very popular.
Yeah, it is.
And like
It
Fergie
is
said, it's
kind of
good.
crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do like a skip the dishes and have them bring in, and you could eat on the set.
No,
like Eric does.
there's nothing like the diner, like sitting in the
Oh, yeah, for
diners
sure.
and stuff. It's like
At the
Haps
counter.
on Stony Plain.
It's
At
a
the
vibe.
At the counter.
Is there a counter there?
Yep.
Oh. I'm gonna have to really go on this. That's gonna be a summer plan for
Literally
me.
right
I'm
around
gonna
the
do
corner.
that.
We're gonna have a game of crib and go have lunch. Fish and chip special at the St. Albert Rugby Club today.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Love
I had the
fish and
liver
chips.
and onions yesterday. Oh. We've got this Portuguese couple in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're renting out our kitchen Monday, Thursday, and Friday. They do lunches, and the place is packing out. All the
They're just
seniors,
Great food.
super food, unbelievable. So she had a Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes buffet
Ooh.
on Wednesday. Well, you can get soup and sandwich and that sort of stuff. Her soups are next level. And then liver and onions on Thursday. So all the coffin dodgers are stumbling in there and for their liver and onions. And then today is Catholic steak.
What is that?
Fish.
Oh,
Fish.
Catholic steak. Oh,
Because
I
you can't eat
should know.
fish or can't eat meat on Fridays.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
called
That's why there's a
Catholic,
filet o fish
Catholic steak.
Bleh.
Yeah, 1970 was when I think the first filet of fish came out.
to try to get Catholics to eat at McDonald's on Fridays because they were missing out on McDonald's on Fridays.
I brought that
Smart.
information to you the last time I was on the Hangout.
Did you?
Did you watch The Founder?
Great movie.
Michael Keaton him and Bill Murray are my guys.
No,
Tell
I,
you
did,
what.
I haven't seen the phone.
It's about the beginning of McDonald's.
And how basically stole it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good movie.
Ray Kroc.
Yep.
Yeah, and Michael Keaton's Ray Kroc in it.
Man,
Okay.
I love
No, I
Michael
haven't seen
Keaton.
It's a really good movie. Actually, they did great. A good cast too in that.
Yes.
BJ
Yeah.
Novak's in it.
Yeah.
Like it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
I saw some clips once. I think it was on TikTok. I'm like, what is this movie? And I went and found it. I was like, this is really, I enjoyed it.
It was fantastic.
I'll keep my
I
eye out
highly
for it.
recommend it.
I believe you.
I could give it to you. Just give me a USB stick and I'll get it for you any of these days. Tom, Fergie, Matt with you here on the EST Angle, presented by Sentinel Storage. I just quickly we got
Oh
the
my
TSN
goodness.
trade bait board. Oh, what do you have?
It's a question for Fergie specifically,
Oh, okay.
sports related.
We can get to the trade bait board in a bit.
Really quickly.
Yeah, no.
Fergie, what's your view on the state of Welsh rugby, and was Ireland toying with them last weekend?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Wales is in a downward spiral, have been for a couple of years. So the coach stepped back, a polite way of saying they got sacked. And the trouble is, Wales is quite close to their population, so they don't like to bring in a lot of import players. For example, Scotland has 46% of their players are not Scottish born. And it used to be back in the old days, you had to be from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you had a parent or whatever were Scottish. But now they've got the guy in the front row is from South Africa. They got
so what's the connection? Like grandparent?
well now
Or is-
all you need now is residency. So
Oh.
Duhan van der Merwe, who is one of the best looking men in the world,
Okay.
6'5", and he's built like an Adonis, and he's a good looking dude, and he plays wing, which is the speed position, and he's a South African, case in point. And they've got a couple of Kiwis on there as well. But anyway, Wales tries to develop their own people, and kudos to them, but they just don't have the population or necessarily the financial backing to bring some of these players in. But yeah, they're in a world of hurt. They will get what's probably called the wooden spoon this year at the Six Nations tournament.
Is Six Nations still going on?
Yep. And yeah, I was telling you, I'm going to Scotland on the 11th of May. I was going to go a week earlier and go to the Scotland-Wales game at Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh, but that would cost me about an extra $5,000 because,
$5,000?
well, no, the hotels are stupid expensive.
Oh,
And the
shoot.
ticket would probably be a minimum of £100.
Okay, but
You know,
yeah,
so. No,
but it's the accommodations that would.
well,
put the
yeah, and then of
screws to you
course
financially.
I do like. I'm not a functioning alcoholic necessarily.
Now you're saying the exact opposite of what we said before we went to air. But go on.
I like my schnicks, and
Okay.
it costs you. It'll cost you a whack of money. A year and a half ago, I was in Scotland. I had a non-alcoholic gin and tonic with my son, who doesn't drink, and that was 22 pounds
for a non-alcoholic.
Well, actually, there was 2 non-alcoholic gin and tonics, so that would equate to
$11
about
each, which is about $17.50
No, it'd be about aggregate $35
from the 22.
Yeah,
but you said there was 2.
Yeah,
so they were 11 each.
Now I feel
what
like
kind of math skills is that? It's like they're
22
over 17.
22 to and a half.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Is 11.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Canadian cash.
I know, but it was it 22 for 2 or 22 for 1?
It was 22 for 2.
Oh, okay.
22 and change, and then you
so
throw
each drink is 11 pounds.
Yeah.
So then that's what,
and it's
$18,
non-alcoholic.
$19.
I mean, you're killing me.
I want to assume that there's a joke in there where it's like, well, if I got the alcoholic version, it would have been half price.
Mm.
You know what? I probably could have got a bar gin that would have been cheaper than this other product. I won't mention the name of the product because it's available in Canada here. This non-alcoholic gin.
Oh.
The business of non-alcoholic drinks is massive now.
Yes.
It's growing and growing every year.
We're selling tons of it, non-alcoholic beer at the Rugby Club now.
Yeah, well, I think Shamrock, I think it was Renee mentioned that they had 8 different types of non-alcoholics there.
Mm-hmm. It's good. I don't encourage alcohol abuse at all. Just, all things in moderation.
Yeah. No, I had one a couple weeks ago or something. I tried one and it tasted like a drink. Now for me, I just like an alcoholic drink. I just would rather have the alcohol. If I don't, I'll go drink something else. So for me, I'm not going to ever get into the non-alcoholic game. Like, I don't need a beer to taste like beer, but with no alcohol. I want the alcohol.
Yeah.
But I understand why it's there.
Let's take the edge off.
It's like Tom Holland. He struggled with alcohol, so he doesn't drink it anymore. He just released his own non-alcoholic beer.
Right. Like, didn't he used to, if you were in London, he would be at like a local pub. You could see him there just drinking.
Probably. Yeah, that would make sense because I know that he just talked about his struggles with it. And so now he launched his own non-alcoholic beer. And then he was getting ripped for it. Because he's like, why are you launching non-alcoholic beer? You woke and all this. And he's like, well, no, I'm an alcoholic.
No, I have a problem. He's a very good Spider-Man. I'm not going to lie. All of the Spider-Mans that they've had, speaking of Spider-Man, have been excellent. Andrew Garfield, tremendous. Tobey Maguire, tremendous. The one that is doing the Amazing Spider-Man now, Into the Spider-Verse, tremendous. Miles Morales.
Go for it.
Have a long drink.
I'm not an alcoholic. I'm having the zero sugar.
Zero sugar. Have you had one before?
Yes, the last time I was here.
Fergie, it's your weekend too, okay?
It's a delicious drink.
Why do you think I was invited back?
To drink our drinks?
Well, no, I took the sugar free because you like the other one, I think.
No, actually,
they're both great.
It's been a while since I've had them. They're great. I don't taste as much of a difference between the two. Others did taste it a little bit more. I felt that they were very, very similar in taste.
This is super refreshing.
It is.
Without being overpowering.
The Legend of 1952.
Yeah. Why did they keep it from us for so long?
I'm older than this. Legend.
You are a legend.
I'm a 51.
Straight up, you are a legend.
I'm a 51.
And it is.
You're an
from
EST
the
legend.
52 Olympics. So there is a tie into sporting competition. Fergie, we do have another question for you.
Yep.
Fergie, when can I sign up my daughter for U15 girls rugby?
It doesn't matter which club, but every club has their own website. So, example, St. Albert. You go to the St. Albert website, and there'll be links to senior men's program, senior women's program, minis, all that sort of stuff, youth development, all that sort of. Do it now.
Check out the the website. Okay, good.
And that'll probably we get underway basically as soon as the snow is off the field and it sets up a little bit, so you're not going to rip it up too much.
Where's the melt at right now? Like, what's the field condition from?
Same as a golf course.
Yeah, we're getting a good melt right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And we, if it snowed some more, I would love it because when we rebuilt those fields, 2014, I believe it was, we wanted to put in underground, like weeping systems, but
is that a drainage system or is it a heating system?
I'm talking about the watering system.
Oh, okay.
We wanted to put in we want to put this weeping irrigation in. But no, the city said we've got to put in these sprinklers. Well, so when you sprinkle in the heat of the summer, the water evaporates. Whereas if you put in this weeping stuff, the water rises to where the roots are, and ultimately it feeds into the leaf itself, right? And you don't have to.
Why they say no to that?
It was going to cost a little bit more, but it's like a Fram oil filter. You pay me now or pay me later.
Mm-hmm.
So our first watering bill 2 years ago, from May to the end of June, was $11,000. And that's hard. That you got to sell a lot of beer to pay that sort of water bill to the city, and they don't give us a break on it.
Okay, and one other thing too, pardon me, with the sprinkler systems, like I'm assuming most of them are not in the field of play, but there must inevitably be some in the field of play.
Yeah, there's some are, but most of them are in the what they call the whale. It's a little dip. It's not even a ditch necessarily, but the spray can reach into the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, because those things are pretty powerful. But like,
right,
that is an injury hazard.
yes, yeah. So they're along the sidelines and and correct and in the end zones. But I mean, you don't necessarily run deep into the end zones anyway. So
still, anyway, let's just.
But it's great.
You would think St. Albert, what I've grown to know about it, and I admire St. Albert more and more the more time I spend there at my brother's or my parents, that's a community that would look at the more expensive option and be like, you know what? We will take the Fram oil filter.
Yeah, but who had to pay for it?
We got grants.
Okay,
but we had to pony up some sweat equity at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
but if you're paying, then you guys should have the choice in what you guys want.
Right.
Well, no, because we own the building where the clubhouse is. We own that building, but the fields are owned by the city.
Yeah, but if you're taking care of it,
doesn't matter.
Just a few minutes quickly. Just want to mention the trade bait board on TSN.
Yes.
Brock Nelson's still number 1. Brock Besser's number 2. Mikko Rantanen's number 3. Braden Shen's 4. Scott Lawton is 5. Carson Soucy 6. Seth Jones 7. Rasmus Ristolainen is 8. Ricard Raquel is 9. Brendan Tanev is 10. The only other defenseman, if you're looking, Nick Bukestad's on here.
I like Nick Bukestad.
Yeah, you know.
Well, other fans all want him back. He's on this list. Connor Murphy, 16. He's a defender. Luke Shen's on here at 21 as a defender. Jamie Alexiak, 24. Bowen Byram. David Savard, 28, 29. I think when they had this list back in the beginning of February, David Savard was like 3rd or 4th. And now he's dropped to 29th. Oh, they got John Gibson at 30. Alex Tuck, 31. Oh, they went a little bit longer with that one. So there is an Eric Carlson, 40.
Weren't you talking yesterday about how long it's been since Gibson's played?
He's been banged up. Like, he barely finishes games now.
Right.
So, I don't know. I know people want a quick fix here, but I don't know if, like, listen, they need help on the back end. And collectively, they need to get their butts in gear, dial it in, get a good smack.
So Nurse was hurt yesterday.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Day-to-day undisclosed.
Just hold him out tomorrow for sure.
Stetcher actually played okay. Amberson made a terrible play on that. Was it the Lundell goal? He was doing good, won the battle in front, took the puck, and did a backhand sauce to nobody.
That's always a good pass when it's to no one.
Shot, Lundell the tip, back of the net.
The Lakers did win yesterday too, by the way, just so everyone knows. Just want to make sure everyone knows that the Lakers won yesterday.
Thank you.
They keep winning.
How many points did you
They
score?
beat Minnesota. I never said we on that time.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
But now I'll just go with the we. We sit. We're only 2 games back of second in the West. Luka and LeBron, Austin Reeves.
Not bad.
Things are looking good. Things are looking 7th in the NBA now.
I would love to see a game where Skinner Stu Skinner's facing shots, stayed on his feet.
I gotta ask Gager a question.
And only went to his knees as a last resort.
My brother sent me this picture. And he looks just really small.
Yeah,
And
he's
why
not a small guy?
Like how does that happen?
Yeah, he's crouching way too low.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this too. I don't know if anyone was paying attention to the budget yesterday in Alberta. No one was.
I was so close to watching it, but
Riveting stuff.
Well, part of it, when it comes to a sports perspective, there's money being given to the Cates Group for the Village, which is the next venture
That's
of this.
north of.
There's money given to the destruction and demolition of Coliseum / part of the redevelopment there. There's also a commitment of money to build, my mom just sent me the picture of it, so the event park. So where they have all that stuff right now, the Molson House and all of that stuff, they want to build an outdoor-indoor event center, which would be kind of like the first in Canada. And now they even said previously undisclosed, like this has never really been talked about. I know you've rumbled about a few things.
There was an arena
and stuff.
Potentially there.
It's a 140,000 square foot of event space with an outdoor capacity of over 6,000, room for over 2,500 people indoors, and it will be located on that block where the whole background was, and they put all those things there. The indoor space is flexible and features world-class acoustics and lighting, capable of offering quick changeover capabilities for various events, from seated theater to flat floor community dances. The lobby space combines design functionality with suitable for trade shows, markets, and craft sales. Second and third floors offer community rooms, studios, meeting rooms that can be used for different purposes. But there was money announced for that, which is, I think it was like just over $100 million announced for all of those three things I just mentioned.
Nice.
Because between the city and OEG and the province, they're trying to negotiate the make good from the 330 that Calgary's getting for their rink.
Yep. And as they should. That sounds cool. That'll be good to activate that lot. It is. They've done a decent job activating it with the tent and the Ice District fan park. They do need to get phase 2 going on the north side of 105th Ave. That's long overdue. And well, this is good. And the Coliseum does need to be torn down. So,
Fergie, it's great having you in. I really appreciate it.
I've been thrown out of worse places than this. Thank you for having me in.
I'm not throwing you out. The show's over.
Okay. Oh, we got to get the crib over.
I'm starting to wrap up the show so we can end, so I can go to the lock shop. And then we got the oil stream.
Right.
Then we got EST Afternoons.
Okay.
Then we got the Reed Wilkins show.
You got tons of stuff to do.
And then tomorrow we got the Hello Hockey.
yeah, we do.
We got G-Steel Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows.
This guy works at a fever pace.
I don't
He
like to
likes
do any of
working.
those shows. I'm off those shows.
I know.
I'm good here. What's
Well,
on
thank
Hello
you very
Hockey
much.
tomorrow?
Did Pagnotta teeing up trade deadline. We're working on some guests. Maybe Joel Ward. Belsey played with him back in the day, so he'd be good. Vegas Golden Knights assistant coach. So we're working on it. Benny's blind rankings. We're having a lot of fun.
Love
Hello
that
Hockey's
segment,
been good.
actually.
It's become a good one.
it's-
We just posted the latest edition. I got my ass kicked 2 weeks ago, but I came back strong last week.
And as I was watching it, when you guys told me to watch the 2 weeks ago one, it took me a little bit, but I understood where it came from and stuff. I'm like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
How has no one thought of this for radio and stuff? It is an awesome segment.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a fun show coming up.
Do I owe anybody an apology at this point? No?
No, you were quite popular today.
thought you
People
were
had
great.
legitimate
People were asking you
questions.
questions.
For you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't even asking us questions. They were asking you questions.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
You as well. Well, I'm retired, so every day is Saturday.
Thanks to everyone for listening to tuning into the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. On behalf of Fergie's Prostate, Tom Gazzola and Matt Iwanyk, thanks for tuning in. Up next, it is the Lock Shop in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,